Hey, it's Frank from 40 Honeybee, and I'm going to do a walkaway split on this hive. It is going really strong, and I made a note there. See, use for split, green marked queen. So, the end goal of this is try to make 4 new colonies out of it. So this is the BC genetic line that I want to propagate in this yard. And it's got 2 full boxes. The queen is laying really nicely. She's up top most of the time, which, I don't know, it makes it a little challenging, but I marked her, so I should be able to find her. If I find her, I'm actually going to leave her there. It's a walkaway split that's going to stay in the yard. So hoping that we get a lot of nurse bees into the new split and a lot of eggs. And they'll create some queen cells, and hopefully there's enough queen cells out of that to make 3 more hives, and then I'm pretty much maxed out for the year. So that's the plan. Let's see how it'll work at 40 Honeybee. So I'm feeling particularly good about this one. So good, in fact, that I'm wearing my summer uniform. And maybe I'm jinxing myself because I went to put on my bonnet here and there were 2 bees in it. So anyway, it's a gorgeous day. It's 25 degrees Celsius, which is 76 Fahrenheit, but it's windy. And that's less than ideal, but we're gonna take it because we're in for a few days of lousy weather. So I want to get this split done now before the lousy weather, and I'll tell you my theory why in a second. Now, the last time we found this queen up top here, laying quite nicely, but this box is going to stay. So I'm going to try and find her. I may cage her, I may not, but for sure I will leave her here and move the bottom box. Let's see. Lots of bees in here. Big kind of happenings over here for some reason on this hive. Not where I would expect to find the queen, but you never know. Let's take a look here. Really nicely drawn out comb. And I've got to remember what I'm seeing with every comb here, because I want to make sure that the eggs stay with the queenless hive and that both hives get a decent amount of resources. But resources for different reasons, really. The queen is laying. She needs to have room to lay. She's going to go from 2 boxes down to 1. So she needs to have a lot of empty comb to lay, lest she start thinking about swarming. Another beautiful frame. Come on, bees. Yeah, they're getting a little antsy already. Another just drawn out frame, which is fine. I haven't smoked these bees yet either. I've got the smoker going. Wow, nice frame of honey. Look at that frame. Just starting to cap it off. So we should be getting into eggs in the next frame or 2. Just gonna give these guys a wee bit of smoke. Smoke the entrance as well, because I'm gonna be heading down there soon. Come on, guys, get your room. Drone brood at the bottom. This is where we're starting to get the larva and eggs. Just gonna turn around to the sun. Yes, there are some good eggs in here. Just don't know. You see how that brood there at the bottom is drone brood. So I don't know if the larva beside it is drone larva. So this is a less than ideal side of the frame. And this frame does have brood though. See over here? And there's the queen right there. Okay, so I'm gonna try and trap this queen and get her into the bottom box. Where are you, queenie? Mister. Okay, got her now with some good attendance. So I've got the queen trapped in here. Yep. And now, just to make it simple, I'm not going to continue in this box, because this box I know has tons of eggs, tons of brood, and it's ready to rock as the new hive, so as the walkaway portion of the hive. So what I'm going to do is put it together, put it in its new place, and then I'm going to check out the bottom box, see if there is enough resources there for the queen to stay on that box, and then just walk away from this split. That was a best case scenario there. This queen is doing great. Easy to find now that she's marked. There's tons of bees and tons of resources in this hive that I'm moving. They might lose some of their bees will probably migrate back to this hive, but there's still a great number of bees in here, so we're okay. And resources. Now I'm also leaving this hive with a pollen patty, although they probably don't need it. That's the beauty of a walkaway split. When a hive has two strong boxes, you can literally just split the boxes and leave them, and they should be good. All right. Okay, notice my new lid there and new boxes. Not looking bad, not looking bad. Is there an upper entrance there? Yeah, they can get in there. Good. All right, so now I do want to look into this bottom box just to see if there's any brood in here, and to make sure, like 2 weeks ago, or maybe even 3 weeks ago, there were a lot of empty frames down here, which now is great, because now there's a new queen, or not a new queen, but now the queen's forced to go in here and forced to lay down here. So that's what we want. This wind is even blowing off my veil here. Can't even see what I'm doing because the veil's being blown off my head. First frame, empty. You can see the checkerboarding. That's going to mean that there's a lot of young empty frames here, but that's what we want. We want space for this queen to lay, and we want space for the workers to build out this comb. That looks like what we're getting here. Lots of bees bouncing off me right now. Look at that frame. Absolutely perfect for her to lay. It's got a lot of this side's got a lot of nectar in it, but the other side was mostly open space. I'm gonna go a few more frames in just to see if she has done any laying here. And again, if she hasn't, I'm not concerned about it, because she's gonna have to now. I'll still draw that out better. It's a heavy frame here. Not much on this side. On the other side, we're seeing a ton of bee bread, which is great. I might just take this frame for the other hive. Actually, you know what? No, I won't, because we put a nice pollen patty in there. What I will do is move this frame over so that they can build out that frame and have the brood frame, or sorry, the bee bread frame right beside where we think the queen's gonna lay. Wow, they're bouncing off me a lot, but oh yeah, look at that. She did lay down here, so that's fantastic. 2 weeks ago, these cells were absolutely ready for her to start laying. She did as much laying down here as she wanted, and then she went up top and started laying up there. So I take it back, Queen, if I said you weren't doing a good job, because you are. were and are. And now you're going to give us some more hives. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely no complaints about this queen. So I've seen enough for the walkaway split. The only downside that we have to watch for is that the foragers will all come back to this hive. There's going to be no foragers in the new hive. As you can see, there's absolutely no activity there. There's not going to be for a while. Which is fine. They've got lots of honey. They've got lots of protein. So they've got lots of nutrients. Building queens is a lot about genetics, but it's also about the nutrients that they have to work with to build the queens. So that hive is loaded nicely. And soon, if not already, they're going to know they have no queen. And the hope is that they'll start making queen cells out of there. And then I'll make, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 queen cells, and then I can make other splits from there. Okay, so let's release this queen, and the split is done. I'm very pleased with this because it did happen as quickly as I hoped it would. Let's release this queen now. Releasing a queen. Come on, queen, you're free. Yeah, there she goes. Yeah, there's not in the cage anymore. All right, let's close this up, and the split is done. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about my theory about doing splits before bad weather. I don't know if this is right or wrong, so don't quote me on this, but it kind of makes sense. So we're in for about 5 days of potentially bad weather with rain and high winds. So what I'm thinking is that because of that, foragers might not do any foraging for the next few days. So if there are foragers in this hive and they're going to go for a flight, they may end up flying right back to that hive. But if they're stuck in that hive for a few days, maybe they'll consider that home. Right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't know. But I did it before and it worked well, and that's the key. So split hive is ready to go now. I'll check it in 7 to 10 days and hope that it's making queen cells. My goal is to make 3 more hives from that set of queen cells that hopefully will come out of that. So I'm ready to go. That would take me up to something like 11 hives, and I wanted between 8 and 10 into winter. So if I can peak at like 12 or 14, then that might mean I drop down to my 8 or 10 before I head into winter. So thanks for joining me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, give me your comments, because this is my 8th year of beekeeping, but I took a year off, so it's 7 years worth of beekeeping, and things are going great this year. So I hope you're having a good time too. If you're just getting into beekeeping, fire any questions you want, because I do my best to get on to everyone right away. So thanks for joining me at 40 Honeybee.